The best type of light for child, family, and lifestyle photography is soft, diffuse, natural light, almost always. So in this video, we are going to look around in our home and find that light. We are going to learn how to shape it, how to work with it, and how to create some artistic effect, all without any fancy gear, just by simply understanding how light behaves. Soft, diffuse natural light wraps around the faces beautifully, softening features and minimizing harsh shadows and bright highlights. It creates a cozy storytelling look that feels authentic and timeless. Direct light gives you a lot of contrast. The whites are whiter and the darks are darker. So how do you find this best light in your home? Before you even pick up the camera, start by walking around your home and noticing how the light moves through your home throughout the day. For example, we have east-facing windows in the kitchen, so on a sunny day, we would get a harsh direct light there with very dark shadows and very bright highlights. Whilst at the same time of the day, if I went to our living room, which has west-facing windows, this is the type of light we get. It would normally be a soft, diffuse light as the sun is still on the other side of the house. But on the same sunny day, if it was the afternoon, then we would get the harsh light in the living room and we would get the soft, diffuse light in the kitchen. Because by that time, the sun would have moved to the other side of the house. So once you start noticing how the light behaves in your home, the next step is to find the best light to use in your home. Let's start with the most popular north-facing windows. These windows get indirect light all day long, which means soft, consistent brightness without harsh sunbeams. It's perfect for portraits, lifestyle shots, or anything where you want even light. East-facing windows, like our kitchen windows, catch the morning light, warm and fleeting. South-facing windows bring in the strongest light all day, which can be beautiful for bright, airy shots. But you might need a sheer curtain to soften it. West-facing windows like our living room give you that cozy, warm afternoon and evening light, which is perfect for storytelling moments. And if you are unsure which direction your windows are facing, here is a quick tip for you. Simply in Google Maps, notice which direction the top of your phone is pointing. An even easiest way to tell is just simply noting where the sun rises or sets. Morning sun means east and evening sun means west. On bright sunny days, the sunlight can pour directly and creating harsh shadows. If that happens, you might want to soften it with a sheer curtain or even a white bedsheet would do. What I like to do is using gaff tape to hang curtains or sheets or dark backgrounds. Gaff tapes are perfect because they are designed for temporary use and you can cleanly remove and it won't leave any mark on your walls or windows. On cloudy days, which we often have now this time of the year in the UK, you already have diffuse light, so it's ready for you to use. One thing with clouds, and especially if you are working indoors, normally in the morning or later in the evening, you wouldn't get as much brightness. So normally you would like to shoot and use the time of the day more around noon, more in the middle of the day. Also helps to keep your area as clear as possible. You can move plants, clutter, dark furniture out of the way to optimize that light and to avoid them absorbing it. The cleaner your space is, the more beautiful light can enter the room. Quick tips though, before you start shooting, make sure to turn off any artificial light to avoid any color cast that they might give because they can make your photos look a bit more orangey or even cooler depending on the type of bulbs you have in the light source. And if you can, wear light colored clothing so that it won't create a color cast on your subject. For example, if you would wear a red jumper, the color of it can bounce onto your subject, which you can of course always remove it in post-production, but it's best to avoid it in the first place. The angle you shoot from defines the mood and story of your image as well. So here are the 3 types of lighting that you normally would achieve depending on what angle you are shooting from. You have flat light if you have your light source directly behind your camera. So let's say you are shooting with the windows right behind you. In this scenario, you are only getting highlights and hardly any shadows, which can make the image feel quite flat. However, this could also be a great light if you want your photo to be well lit. For example, if you want clean, natural portraits where you want everything to be well lit. This kind of light softens the features just because you only have highlights, so it's sometimes considered more flattering on a subject. Next, you have side lighting, which is when your light source is either to the left or to the right to your subject. This creates gentle shadows and gentle highlights, adding depth and textures. It is a beautiful light to use for storytelling photos. Then there is backlighting, when you are shooting with the light coming right behind your subject. This would normally create a light effect, a halo effect around your subject. So you see, the light itself didn't change, we were just changing the angle from which the subject is being shot, and just that little shift itself changes the effect that you achieve on the image. When we think about light, we usually focus on brightness, but don't underestimate the power of the shadows either. Shadows can tell a story, create mystery, and lead the eye exactly where you want it to go. This is what we often call mood light. You probably have seen those beautiful moody images all over Instagram, and this is exactly the type of light those photos use. They have moody lighting. And how do you achieve moody light? You can start by reducing the amount of light in the room. So if you have a bright room with lots of windows, cover all the windows and leave only one window that gets the sunlight. This limited light source will instantly give drama and focus to your image. You can go around in the room and find everyday objects that cast interesting shapes. Window frames, blinds, plants, or even toys. Their shadows can add leading lines that guide the viewer eyes, or they can even add frame to your composition. When light and shadow works together like that, it creates an atmosphere, it creates mood and emotion in the image. The more you start noticing light, the more magic you will see in your everyday life. So take your camera and try to find that light in your home. Hope you enjoyed this video and got some ideas and tips to try at home. If this inspired you to see your home in a different and new light, don't forget to subscribe and share your favorite lighting moment in the comments below. I would love to hear what you discovered. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, I recommend you check out this one next.